Welcome to Love Made Simple. I'm Dr. Brian Jory. I'm a college professor who researches relationships, teaches about love, intimacy, and sexuality, and counsels couples. I've spent thousands of hours working with couples, and when it comes to love, I've seen the beautiful, the boring, and the downright abysmal. Relationships can be complicated, of course, and every relationship is complicated in its own way. The problem is that we talk about love as though everyone knows what love is, when we don't. Some people just never got the memo. Love Made Simple is my attempt to unpack the basics of what it means to love and be loved, including what it means to love yourself. My goal is to unravel the essentials of love, what love is and what it isn't. In this video series, I share 7 reflections, 7 ideas to help you on your journey into meaningful, enduring love. These reflections aren't a super pill. They won't make a difference in one day. That could happen. They are ideas that you incorporate into your own thinking, into your life, and over the course of weeks, months, and years, they make a big difference. Love Made Simple is for couples of all kinds. So whoever you are, whatever your identities, whether you're young or seasoned, or how far along you are in your relationship, these reflections are for you. Some couples waste a lot of time and energy arguing about who's right on this and who is wrong on that. It's a pastime, literally a way to add drama to their lives. And I often refer to this back and forth game as bickering. It's an energy drain, a time suck, and poison that eats away at love and intimacy. In today's reflection, I'm going to give you a once and for all, done with it decision about who's right and who's wrong. The reflection is called the perception paradox. A paradox is something that when you hear it, you think, that doesn't sound right. But when you dig into it, you realize it's true. The ancient philosopher Confucius was famous for his paradoxes, like, the more time you spend thinking about your future, the shorter your future will be. I hope you get that. And yes, it is true when you think about it. All right, well, that's Confucius. Let's work our way into the perception paradox. So suppose I ask you to tell me about your partner. Tell me anything. Maybe you start out by telling me what your partner looks like. Tall, short, slim, athletic, red, blonde, black hair. It seems that physical appearance is something you think about. Many people wouldn't mention that at all, but it was at the top of your list of things to say. Maybe appearance is what attracted you, or maybe you're worried about his appearance or your appearance. I don't know, but there was a reason you chose to go there. Maybe you tell me a story about how you and your partner met. I guess how you met is important to you, and I wonder why you happen to think about that at this very moment. What does this story about how you met say about you? Perhaps you tell me that he's a good father or a bad father. You must be concerned about fathers and fatherhood. Have you and he recently had a talk about being a father? Have you had an argument? Does your focus on fatherhood have to do with your own father? Then again, maybe you tell me about the amazing gift he got you for your birthday, or that he forgot your birthday, or that you wish he'd quit remembering your birthdays. They're starting to add up. For some reason, birthdays are on your radar. I wonder, what is it about you and birthdays? I could go on, but I think you're beginning to understand the perception paradox. What you choose to focus on in your partner starts with you. So when you talk to me about your partner, I learned something about your partner. But if I read between the lines and ask a few questions, I learned something about you. In fact, there's very little you can say about your partner that isn't as much about you as it is about them. When you adore your partner, it's as much about you as your partner. It's a projection of your inner thoughts, feelings, and experiences. When you criticize and tear down your partner, that's about you too. What you think, feel, and do affects your partner. What your partner thinks, does, and feels affects you. The news is mixed here, good and bad. You have a right to think and feel whatever you think and feel about your partner, but taking ownership of your part in those thoughts and feelings is the responsible thing to do. And your partner should take ownership of what he or she thinks and feels about you too. Nothing is 100% their problem, and nothing is 100% your problem either. So here's the takeaway. It's important to use I statements when you talk to your partner. Statements like I see, I hear, I think, I believe, I conclude, I feel, I want, I'm willing to reveal the part of any issue that belongs to you. You own your thoughts and feelings, and you acknowledge that and take responsibility. When you use you statements like you did this and you did that, you put your partner on the defensive by blaming them, almost sure to lead to an argument because it implies you're wrong and I'm right. And when you use I statements, you draw your partner closer to you because you're opening up your inner thoughts and feelings, letting them see what's going on inside of you. Some people grew up thinking that I statements are egotistical. You're talking about yourself. But talking about your inner space is the only way to communicate in a responsible way because you're taking ownership that way. When researchers study happy couples, we find something interesting. Happy couples don't waste a lot of time and energy talking about who's right and who's wrong. They know they're both right and neither is wrong. They simply look at things in different ways, and they make room for differences of opinion. Happy couples listen to one another more than unhappy couples do. They ask more questions. They focus more on what their partner means and less on what their partner said. They probe into their partner's inner workings to draw out their meaning. They stay focused and don't go off on tangents. They don't argue about the past. They don't threaten or call names. Happy couples understand the perception paradox. They know there are literally two or more sides to every story, and they learn from one another by sharing their different ways of seeing and doing things. Happy couples have the same disagreements as any other couple, but they don't wound one another trying to figure out who's right and who's wrong. They merely agree to disagree. I hope this reflection of Love Made Simple is helpful to you, and you will take the time and make the effort to see it through. There are 7 videos in this series, so check out the others. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram, or if you want a transcript of this video, visit my website at brianjory.com. Remember that love is simple, even when we make it complicated.